Good morning, everyone. This is Mike O'Malley here with the Hurricane Outlook and discussion for October 16th, 2022, code on 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot to talk about today, including more tropical waves heading west. Is there any tropical cyclones ready to develop? And a big pattern change coming for portions of the United States. So let's go and jump straight into everything. Taking a wide look across the tropical Atlantic this morning, we noticed that we really don't have much going on out there right now in terms of tropical cyclone activity. However, there are still a few tropical waves that are moving across the basin right now, most notably a few tropical waves out there near the Lesser Antilles, far to the east of there. And this will be moving westward over the next couple of days. Maybe some hints of some subtropical development later this week, but nothing significant at this time. If we take a look here at temperatures across the CONUS here, we notice that most of the weather right now is going to be on the cooler side, especially across portions of the northern U.S. But across portions of the southern U.S., we are still dealing with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, so still very comfortable down there, but temperatures certainly getting cooler the further north you get for this time of the year. So if we look here at the 0Z EPS ensembles here, we're looking at the 200 millibar wind or the upper air pattern here, and we're just going to get a sense of if any tropical development is possible over the next couple of days. We notice that right now we're still dealing with a very hostile pattern out there. Not really any conditions allowing for tropical development. We notice this broad upper level disturbance here. This is a tropical upper tropospheric trough. And this is going to prevent anything from developing out here in the MDR. And we notice also some pretty hostile conditions setting up across the Caribbean. So it seems like the hurricane season is beginning to now quiet down. The upper air pattern will break down a little bit as we head throughout the next week or two across portions of the subtropical Atlantic, maybe allowing for some isolated development there. But overall, the pattern remains pretty unfavorable for any development out there across really even the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. So not really expecting any substantial development over the next while, which is certainly some good news for portions of Florida, of course, that was dealing with Ian and the rest of the basin. Well, we certainly do have some changes upcoming for the United States, so it is time to focus on the winter weather aspect of everything. We have a lot of changes ongoing across the U.S., major pattern changes, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it. First of all, looking at the radar through about 10 a.m. this morning, we noticed that we do have showers and thunderstorms ongoing with the complex right now from about Texas all the way up through just south of Evansville, Indiana, along that broad surface convergence. We'll be seeing more of that today as it begins to slide towards the south and east, so certainly some heavy rainfall threats for those areas. If we look at what's going on aloft here, we notice that taking a look at the 500 millibar heights here, we notice that we do have a upper level low right now spinning over portions of Arizona, and that will be sliding eastward over the next couple of days. But this is what actually is prompting that shower and thunderstorm activity to the east of that as convergence increases. And so this will be moving eastward over the next few days, translating to the potential for some showers and thunderstorms across most of the central and eastern part of the U.S., along with a front that is going to be sliding southward. Now, in terms of the convective available potential energy product here, we do notice that there is going to be some instability today creeping northward. You can see that instability plume rising to the north, and what this is going to do is allow for shower and thunderstorm activity to develop, and in fact there is a marginal risk for severe weather around that area, allowing for the potential for some isolated hail and damaging wind. If you look at the GFS forecast here, and we're looking at the 384-hour loop here, we notice that we don't really have any major weather systems ongoing across the U.S. for quite some time, but notice that at the end there, we notice that a hurricane might be making landfall in Mexico sometime. Of course, it is still a little too early to determine that. And then we notice this weather system ongoing across portions of the central and eastern U.S. Not really sure, again, things are going to change, but we'll have to monitor that for some severe weather potential and maybe the potential for a hurricane down there across portions of the Baja and portions of California there, moving in towards the central U.S. and bringing that moisture into the Gulf of Mexico state, but we'll continue to monitor the progress of that. But the biggest change here is going to be that temperature. We notice that the temperatures are going to get quite cold there. Some of those darker colors indicate the potential for some freezing conditions, especially across portions of even the southeast U.S. across portions of Alabama into South Carolina. Those freezing conditions will be possible with multiple cold shots, and even Florida getting in on some of that cooler weather with temperatures potentially down into the 40s and 50s. So I hope you enjoyed this new style of video. Of course, this is Michael O'Malley, and I'll be talking to you guys again some more tomorrow.